Good evening and welcome to Star Trek Picard Season 2, Episode 7, Monsters. Episode reaction. Wow, somebody just... Was that your dog? It's somebody's dog, anyway. The dog didn't like it either. And you know what? I'm with the dog. Anyway, this is Live Long and Podcast rewatch episode reaction channel thingy majigger. And my name is Jody Simpson, and I'm with here, of course, Mr. Dave Mater.
Hello, good evening. I only work in outer space. I'm really from Chile.
From Chile. Mm-hmm. And then we have the man who owns the squeaky dog, Adam Woodward.
Hello. Welcome to...
Now we know why he's squeaky.
Yes, he's got a knee surgery recently and is under a little bit of pain. So,
poor guy. All right. Yeah. Well, you know what? I was in a lot of pain too while I was watching this episode. You know what? This is You know what? I like some of the things in this episode, but it's just I don't know how you guys felt. But.
Well, I like guys, like I thought this season had so much potential, and I feel like they're losing a lot of momentum here, and they're like the energy has really died. What the heck's going on with Q? We don't even see Q in this episode. Brent Spiner, for that matter, like all of that kind of was like the air was sucked out of it for me.
Yeah.
And the payoff of this delve into Picard's mind. I don't know what
I don't think it was much of a payoff, but anyway, let's get into it. Obviously, this is a spoiler alert. That's right. We are going to be talking about everything to do with this episode. So if you haven't seen it yet, now's a good time to stop. But honestly, you probably will have more fun with us.
Oh, can I play my spoiler sound?
Sure.
That's a combination of Ruafu from Star Trek Insurrection, as well as Brittany from BB23, Big Brother season 23.
I don't know what's more terrible, this episode or that. But anyway, let's move on. Who's to say, really? Let's be honest. Anyway, I have no idea how to change the screen layout, so I'm going to leave that to you, Dave.
Oh, you want to do that?
Yeah, that's it. That'll work. All right. So anyway, this is where we start off. We start off with what appears to be some sort of sun. It looked cool. I'll give it that. Anybody else got anything to say to that?
This is the sun ball that was on the desk of like the therapist's office.
Yes, which is right here.
Yeah. Gaius Baltar. That was good.
No, yeah, James Callis. I always love him, and like he's great. His performance is fine, and like this reveal and what the payoff here and is very whatever for me, and I'm very confused about the uniform that he's wearing.
Yes, I knew this was going to come up, so I made sure I got a good screenshot of the uniform. Good. So when that does come up, we'll definitely talk about it. So basically, we start off in this room. It looks like it's some sort of like counselor's room kind of thing. It looks familiar to me, so I'm guessing it's from the Enterprise E, but I could be wrong there. At least I think that's what
I didn't recognize it really, like, specifically.
Yeah, so then, of course, we see the man himself. Sorry,
James
Adam.
Callis.
Yep.
Describe the scene first, and then I'll come in.
All right. But basically, the scene starts off with Picard in some sort of, I guess, psychologist-type setting. And he's talking about a certain thing, and then the thing that bothers me about this scene more than anything, and I think Adam's probably going to dive into that a little bit more, is the fact that we don't see him listening. Like the doctor is clearly not listening. So I already knew there was something going on here. Like he doesn't care. Like he doesn't give a shit about this at all. Like it's just like it's total disinterest. And then he eventually is like, "Oh, tell me a story then." It's like, I don't know. It was really weird.
I'm not good at telling stories.
Yeah, I'm not good at telling stories.
I don't think Picard was the most cooperative patient either, though.
No, he was being an asshole. Yeah. Let's be honest. He was being an ass. But at this point, we don't really know what's going on. We assume this is happening in his head, but because of previous episodes.
Okay, non-Star Trek related, what movie is this? We've seen this. Somebody's injured, and then they show a hole in the mind.
Many.
Yeah.
Like
it's been done.
It's been done in lots of shows. And
so can I just say something here before I've been away for a couple of weeks, 3 weeks now, and I left on such a high about this show, and I've caught up now, and I'm just a little disappointed.
Yeah, last week's episode was okay. I wouldn't say it was fantastic. The episode before that I liked. But this one definitely, as Dave said in our intro there, the roller coaster is on the downslope at this point, and it's not looking good. So let's see where they go with this. Like, we only have 3 more episodes now.
Three to go, and I'm like, well, why? Why do we need 3 more? Like, because
like we're already like 3/4 of the way through this, so I think we're gonna find out in the next episode what's going on really with Q, because obviously they started with that at the end of this episode, essentially. Why isn't Q there, kind of thing, and then of course Adam Sung as well. But anyway, the psychiatrist is like, hold this and tell me a story. It's like, the only thing I can think of is if they're trying to like mirror something that happened in his childhood, like, maybe this was an interview that he originally did have in his childhood with a psychiatrist, which would kind of make sense based on what we find out later on, I guess. But it's really weird. And then it kind of goes to this Milky Way galaxy looking thing. And then we go to his past again. Where he's in the greenhouse at Chateau Picard. Beautiful artwork, mind you. That looked cool.
The set was great. The sets were great.
The sets were fantastic.
Red hair, Jody. She had red hair.
Yeah, she had red hair. And she's now got this this gown and everything on. So obviously this is supposed to be like a little boy's fantasy. That's kind of what I grabbed from it. And then of course we see young Picard here with his little prince crown on. Again, this looked cool, but did I need it? I don't know.
I was really bored in this episode.
It was a very boring episode. Yeah, I agree. Now I liked some of the effects that they did, like for instance, the glowing eyes on this monster, which obviously monster is the theme of this episode.
But what's the message of this episode? Like,
there's a couple messages, I think, but the main episode, I think the main thing is, it's, things aren't as they appear. Picard grew up thinking that his mom was being beaten by his dad. And then we find out obviously later on that no, she had a mental illness and this was made up by him. This isn't actually the case. Now, it's very possible that his dad was still abusive.
Yeah.
We can't rule that out, but clearly his mom wasn't this, amazing saint, person that, he originally has projection of. Everybody as little kids, we feel that our mom is our most comforting thing. And, our mom, can do no evil. She is, the ultimate in good. Right. At least that was my experience.
Often. Yes. I think that's often the case.
So,
and especially a lot of sons have sometimes an acrimonious relationship with their fathers. And like, this is very typical. And we knew the generic backstory of Picard, that his dad was a traditionalist, didn't love technology, didn't want him to go to Starfleet Academy. But, this is the first time really, it's maybe the second time really we're kind of getting any glimpse of who his father was, or his
what
mother.
I'm trying to figure out is, why isn't his brother in this picture?
Yeah, that's what exactly.
Where's Robert?
Because we know Robert exists, because hell, he even fought with him in a mud pit at one point.
Right. And Robert had a positive view of their father.
Yes, and he thought he was great. So my question is, I guess, where is Robert in all this? Because, Robert isn't dead in Jean-Luc's normal time period.
But I think...
he is dead.
Well, he is dead now.
Yeah.
But there was a point where he was alive during Next Gen.
Yes, they did have some crossover years, but he died in Generations.
Yes, he died in Generations. Yeah, he died in a fire, right? Mm-hmm. With Renee, which is obviously the namesake of his... great ancestor here. But anyway, I did like that.
Robert's relationship with the father, probably makes sense that he's with the father, tending to the grapes or wherever they might be.
Yes, which would make sense. But yeah, obviously, Picard in Picard's real universe, Robert is already dead at this point. So obviously he's taken over the chateau and all that. So I guess that makes sense. But
when you're showing him as a kid and you're showing the mom,
but as a kid, where is he? He's
a few years older than Jean-Luc. So
so maybe he's already out of the house at this point. Who knows? Yeah, But anyway, but we get this fantasy where basically the queen and the prince are running through, and she's running from monsters. She's taking them into like the catacomb type area of Chateau Picard and all this, and you see him, she basically says, stay here kind of thing. And we know that that's some sort of trauma because it comes up later on, I couldn't move because I was told to stay here. And, Jean-Luc obviously as a young boy was very, attentive to what his parents told him to do and stuff like that. Not much of a rebel. And then we see her get dragged away. So we see her get dragged away, just into an emptiness. And then all of a sudden it goes into the scene. And it's like this
storyline in the episode kept me going.
This is the only thing that was fun. Yeah, I liked a lot of the interactions that happened, other than the terrible interaction between the two girls when they first get back on the ship. That was just a silly thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna quit if this and this and this happens.
I'm gonna quit the gang.
Yeah, I'm gonna quit the gang. Yeah, whatever. Raffi, shut up. But anyway, we see them all kind of filling each other in. Seven's basically telling him like, guess what? I think she's gone a little nutty and, stuff like that. And we're going to go find her. And then they beam onto the ship. And then these two have this, oh, did you hear about this and this? Oh, the two of them were kissing and stuff like that. Oh, blah, blah, blah. It was just, it felt so out of place. Like, I understand they're trying to establish that these two have a relationship. I get it. They've already established that. I don't need reaffirmation every 10 minutes about it. Like, it just doesn't, for me. I don't know about you guys, but I don't need that.
I don't really mind it. It's not bothering me at all.
It just seems so unnatural.
Do you remember, again, I'm sorry that I missed episodes, but I gotta this whole kickback to Voyage Home is, I didn't like it to begin with. I we had such a strong start, and then it seems like we were going down a path and we just gone to the right or left.
I'm not at a point yet where I don't want to know what happens, but I'm at a point where I'm getting fed up with some of the stuff. And that's the thing that's bothering me about this episode.
And you guys know it. I like to like every Star Trek.
Yes,
I try to find it, and I can't right now.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit disheartened.
This one's hurting me.
On this one, like in this, like the whole point of this is that they're kind of gossiping about the fact that Jurati kissed Rios, and that their relationship's not like that. Like Seven and Raffi, they're different. They're iconic. They're what, according to Raffi at least. This is before they
old together.
Yeah, they don't know Jurati is fully Borg or is the new Borg queen or whatever at this point.
Not just yet. No. Yeah.
No. So it's more like banter and whatever.
They know she ran off though.
They know she ran off, but they don't know why.
They don't know why yet. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're gonna figure that in the subsequent scenes. But it didn't like. I like Jerry Ryan's performance in general this season. I think
yes, I do too. Yeah.
She's way calmer and less of this angry person that she was.
Yeah,
in the first
she's
season.
not like teenage angst 7 of 9. Yeah.
Yeah, like less so. And like I'm liking her energy. And Raffi is like, for someone who was like objecting hard about Lara or Talon going into Picard's mind, she just kind of like leaves and kind of hopes it all works out. Here, and they kind of forget about it. I'm like, well, then why were you objecting so hard? And what's going on here?
Why do you have to voice your fucking opinion every 10 seconds?
It just seems like you want to be wet blanket. Raffi the wet blanket sometimes, but she clearly doesn't seem to mean it.
Exactly. So anyway, then we go back to the hospital room, or the clinic room, I guess it is, and we see Laris is or not Laris, Talon is putting these things on, which I liked. I
like this relationship between the two of them. And
I really like her though.
I was disappointed in was it the first episode of the season where he, rejected her?
Yeah.
And I'm glad this is reunited. This is a good storyline.
Yeah.
But Guinan built her up to be like this mean, horrible, evil, like you don't want to mess with her. And she's actually been quite nice.
But I'm getting more to the idea that Guinan's actually the asshole. Which I'm kind of okay with, because when you're younger, you definitely are different, right? And we learn a lot of lessons, and then we start, we start doing other things, right? So it's interesting. But I like this little headgear thing. The problem that I have with this is that you've already told me what you're going to do.
The pointed
You
ear.
told me that this is a Romulan device. We already know she's Romulan now. We didn't need the big reveal later on at this point, but they did this. I don't know why they had to do this. I don't see why they would need to make it in that shape to begin with. It wouldn't make any sense to me, considering it sits off here anyway. Why would you need to do this? So this is just clearly somebody's like, we'll just make it look Romulan because that'll be funny. But anyway, it is what it is. But she's tapping into his subconscious essentially. And here she goes into the subconscious. And again, this show reminds me of how beautiful a woman this is. She is a beautiful woman, even in this dark, nasty area. So hats off to her. She is aging well.
She's like 60 years old or something.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Really? For her. God, I only wish I looked half as good as her at 60. But anyway, it is what it is. But yeah, she's a fantastic actress too, and I'm definitely going to follow her career going forward, and maybe even look at
Irish actor
she's been in before. Yeah, she's an Irish actor. Fantastic. But anyway, and then we kind of get back into the delving back and forth into the memories and the story that Picard is telling of this little prince and the queen, which is obviously where we're getting all these flashbacks from.
What's interesting too is the psychiatrist character here. What therapist ever sits like that?
That's the thing that bugged me through this whole thing is like I can't believe that this is real. And I know it's not real anyway, because at this point we already know it's not real, but this wouldn't even be a memory that he's reliving. Like this is like
I know
the way he's acting is just terrible.
I mean, that's done purposely. The guy's
I'm sure it is. Yeah. But yeah.
When you see it like that though, like a still shot of it, it's very interesting.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I picked this one, because I liked the way it was sitting. But
why is he wearing that uniform? What is this uniform?
This uniform makes no sense. I knew you were going to get it. I have a better shot of it coming up, Dave, so don't worry.
I don't hate the design of it, but it's
like some sort of hybrid.
It's some hybrid, yeah.
It's like a DS9 hybrid with
gray shoulders and the colored turtleneck. And it's kind of what I wish the First Contact uniforms had looked like, instead of with that pleated look.
It's the psychiatrist corps.
There you go.
But this has never been seen before, and we'll see if it comes back. But I don't really get it.
It's a really odd one, and I don't know why they chose that. Maybe we're gonna see. I was hoping, me with my Section 31 stuff, I was hoping to God that this was a Section 31 guy, and I'm like, oh, maybe this will be like a Section 31 thing, and we're gonna find out that Picard had some dealings with them or something, and then it's like, no, fuck, I already know who this is now, and it's like, it's like
you saw this, you saw the dad twist coming.
Oh yeah, totally.
I thought it was going to be like a younger version of Jean-Luc for a bit, but
too much hair. We saw a picture of him in Nemesis when he was in the thing, and he was already bald.
Well, so I always thought he had shaved his head for some reason at that point. But
maybe, who knows? Well, the real actor did. So
because you think like in the episode Tapestry where we see him fighting the Nausicaans, he has hair there.
He has hair. Yeah, he's got red hair. Yeah,
from his mom,
interesting.
Which is why he's into Beverly Crusher, I guess, because of the red hair.
It must be. Yeah, it must be the fire the fire hair. But anyway, there's Laris again walking around. Now we're in color, which is nice.
Talon.
And she finds, Talon. And then she finds Jean-Luc, and he's against this. I don't even know what this is. It's like some sort of like weird
column or something.
Thing.
Like a dungeon.
Yeah, but anyway, and there's a guard there as well, and the two of them are like, we gotta get through this, and we gotta find mom and all this. And at this point, Laris doesn't know what's going on, so she's kind of going with him, and she's trying to help him. And then we go back to this nice wholesome shot of Rios talking to the doctor's kid.
Okay, so again, this storyline. These two have chemistry, by the way. Really good.
They do.
I think what's going to happen at the end of the season, Rios is going to stay in this time. That's my theory.
I think it's more likely. There's obviously a lot of homages here to Star Trek 4. Just the way they came back in time.
She's the marine biologist.
Well, she might be like the Dr. Jillian, yeah. And if in that storyline, she comes to the future with Kirk,
which
right?
I don't think she's going to. I think Rios is going to stay, because he loves it so much. He keeps telling us that. So
I guess,
we'll see.
but like that's timeline.
I like him, so I would really like to see him in season 3. So it'd be nice. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Anyway, he does this. Oh, you're getting ready for EVA pressurized test. Blah 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 blah. And she's like, he's a child, and she keeps like saying that to him, and like he doesn't know. And he's like, oh, well, you're a good spaceman then.
Yeah, she makes a big point that the fact that he's 9 all the time.
Yeah, it's like he's 9. He's 9.
Rios is just trying to work his way in, liking the kid through the mom.
Yeah, of course. That's how you do it. But anyway, so she goes to open up the door where Picard is, and it's locked. And she's like, "Okay, what the fuck is going on here? Like,
my clinic.
Yeah, my clinic. Don't lock the door. Blah blah blah.
How dare you, Rios?"
And then she walks in, and she's like, "What the fuck is this? Oh look, there's not Loris with her white eyes going on."
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, yeah, I can understand why she's a little upset seeing this. It's like, oh, okay, zombie Laris is here. But anyway,
yeah.
And then we have Picard, obviously, and they're obviously still in their little mind meld machine kind of thing. And then he's like, whoa, 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 and she's like, hey, back off! Are you trying to like kill me or something? Get away from me, kind of thing. She still has a trust issue with him, which is cool.
She's got a lot of issues.
Yeah, appears to be. But anyway, and then we go back. All of a sudden, we're back into this jolted area where Laris is getting.
Oh, thank you for catching this picture like this, because I was trying to figure. I went back and looked at it twice because I couldn't see the guy's face. I wanted to see what it was.
Yeah, it's cool makeup. I thought it was really well done, but I'm not totally sure what it's supposed to represent. It almost it's almost like a burnt his brother.
Brother, I see that Robert.
Yeah, Robert, and
it's Robert.
I don't know. I'm just wondering if that was just a coincidence, or
it does look
because he's
like
got
him.
the long face. Like
that's
really
what was that actor's
face.
Jeremy?
Who played Robert originally?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Jeremy Kemp. He's dead. He's got to be dead.
Yeah, he's got to be dead at this point. But because he was pretty old to begin with, he was in his 80s, I think, when they shot it. So
I mean, that guy's awesome.
Late
he always
70s
plays a Nazi and a lot of stuff. And
yeah, but I think this might have just been more of a homage to him than anything. But whatever. Either way, I thought it was interesting.
But that's a good little shot. That theory, though, if that is his burnt brother.
Yeah, because maybe it is his burnt brother, and that's part of his psyche. Making another monster or something.
I don't think so, but.
No, I don't think it is either. I don't think it's that deep. I don't think the people actually wrote it to be that deep. It would be neat if it was. So I'm probably seeing stuff that maybe I should have wrote this. But anyway.
Well, it's funny when you show it like this. I saw Robert right away.
Yeah. That's the first thing I thought of was Robert.
That did not even occur to me.
When it actually happened, it didn't to me either. But when I got the screenshot, I'm like,
Dave, do you have a picture of Jeremy Kemp?
Yep. I gotta share my screen.
Yeah, go ahead, take mine off.
Sharing screen was what?
Oh, is it because I'm sharing?
No, I think I just had to.
Oh, there we go.
There he is.
Yeah, see, he's got that long face.
Look at the nose. Check that out. Now go back to Jody's picture. Yeah,
could be. Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll find out later. Who knows? Maybe they will surprise us.
It's like a British-looking guy with a hook nose.
Yeah. Anyway, it is what it is. So anyway, Laris is getting strangled, and then all of a sudden it goes back to this again, and he's like, we can't fuck around with time. Blah blah blah. I don't want to jeopardize the time, so I can't really tell you too much.
And we're not going to a hospital.
Yeah, he's trying to literally get in her pants, but he's like, I'm worried about screwing up the timeline. But anyway, it's whatever.
This was the dumbest scene.
This is really stupid.
The fact that he beams in the device or whatever, and he's like, well, I'm not a doctor. I know I'm only from 400 years from now, and you have no idea how this device works, but you're more qualified to run it than me.
And
even though I'm
literally all she does is hold it and hit a button.
This is the stupidest thing I ever saw.
Dave, I've never seen you so like.
If I went 400 years in the past and there was a doctor there, guess what? I know more about medicine than they do. It's.
Let's face it. From the future, you're just waving things in front of people, and they.
Yeah, it's just like this was almost like.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was just
Doctor gave me a pill and my kidney cancer's gone.
my kidney came back. Yeah.
my kidney grew back. Yeah. But anyway, then we all of a sudden go back to Laris again, and now the dream is kind of reset, and Picard's back at the pillar again. And we notice that he's actually locked, like he's chained to it. So he's actually stuck to this pillar, and she lets him out again. And then they go towards the light, which is, I just grabbed it because I thought it was an interesting idea. But overall, and then we go back to the ship again. And now these two are having coffee because, you know, when the world's about to end, you got to have your cup of coffee. No. And then she's like, but you haven't drank your coffee, Seven. That's unlike you. It's
hold on. They got to find, you know, Jurati. They're doing a job here.
They're doing a job. Okay.
That's anyway, a little harsh.
They see the fact that it's encrypted, and instantly Seven's like, oh yeah, that's Borg encryption. I'm on it. Don't worry about it. And bang, there we go. We're on it. We're done. And we see Jurati, and Jurati's at a console during a security cam footage. And then all of a sudden we see her uploading Borg code. And apparently when the screen turns green, that means that Borgs are uploading things.
Yeah,
I guess that's our visual representation of that.
Everybody knew it.
That's true enough. Yeah, I know a Borg looking stuff when I see it, but like, where's the actual Borg Queen at?
Well, Borg Queen's dead.
She's dead?
She's dead.
Yeah, she's dead, but her subconscious is in
she
Jurati
transferred
now.
herself over.
Because she shot her with a shotgun? That's how she's dead?
Yeah, she did.
But when did she put the nanoprobes into her? Before or after?
Before she touched
before she died,
she touched her before she died. And then the little things came out of her hands.
As
we covered this in a couple episodes ago, Giddy. I
didn't realize that killed her.
Oh yeah, she was in rough shape.
Oh yeah, okay. She was dead. Like and then she said, "Oh, you know, I didn't even know that one shot to the, you know, so and so, and she's just as vulnerable as we are." That's what she said during the whole thing. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I thought she was just like sort of like subdued again. I didn't realize.
No, she's dead. She's gone.
All right.
She's gone.
Dead.
And that's why we saw her in the flashback, like in the when Jurati was sitting in the security room. She was sitting beside her, and she had her full legs and everything.
Well, I knew that like she was now inside her mind. Like, that part I just wasn't clear on the whole that her body was completely dead now. I thought I didn't really pick up on that.
Fair enough. Anyway, we're back to
but coming back to that again. This is very cool. This sub story going on.
Yes, this is fine. I would have liked the episode to have this in it. And all we got was a little tiny bit of this in it.
You know what? I'm gonna get a little positive here because I think that
I wanted to see like Jurati run around and cause some fucking havoc, man.
We got 3 episodes to go. You said 3?
3, yes.
Yeah, we're gonna go up
for this season.
It's gonna come up.
Well, clearly,
I think the next episode's gonna go back up. Yeah,
Jurati's gonna be the Borg Queen we saw in the first episode.
Yeah, I'm almost, and I called that. I said Jurati's the fucking queen at the first episode. Like I'm like, it's got to be her. So, but anyway, it is what it is. Whether I'm right or wrong, who knows?
I think you're right. I think the fact that we don't see that Borg Queen's face in the episode 1 is
they hit it for a reason. Yeah.
Oh, we'll never see this coming.
Well, my two options was it was either Jurati or it was his mother, and I guess his mother's not going to work.
It will be both. It will be.
So anyway,
Jurati is his mother.
But anyway, Picard starts, he starts, kind of, and, you can see he's in pain. And then all of a sudden he's in the dream with them. And not Laris is like, oh, Picard, there you are.
Talon.
Whatever. She's Laris to me. That's all there is to it.
Well, she could end up being Laris anyway. Like somehow
she's going to be Laris later anyway.
Like this is just
she just doesn't know him right now, right?
She doesn't know him at this point in time. But Romulans aren't this long lived. Like she shouldn't.
Well, maybe she is because she's a supervisor. Maybe she's granted.
I guess they can write any explanation they want, but like
absolutely.
It's just
Yeah. So here we go again. We have not Jean-Luc's dad.
Baltar.
Anyway, and we see the door that he's guarding essentially. So little Jean-Luc, the prince there, is like, oh, my mom's in that door. My mom's in that door. And the two of them have this little kind of head-to-head thing. And at this point, like, it was a sure win for me. I was like, all right, definitely his dad. They don't do this kind of shot in a TV show unless it's something personal, right? So it's like, okay, we find out, yeah, he's his dad, and then he's like, oh, you were a horrible man, you were terrible, and he's like, well, you really don't know what's going on here, do you? So he kind of fills him in, and I love this look on his face, though, this like, kind of, his world's kind of getting shattered. He's realizing that, oh wait, yeah, my mom was nuts. It was my dad that was actually.
It only took him to the age of 100 to put it all together, but
he's
yeah,
looking
exactly.
very old.
Absolutely. Well, what's the guy in real life? He's like 70...
in real life, he's in his 80s, but
is he 80s now? Wow.
He's about 80 now, and
I think he's looking pretty good for 80.
Jean-Luc Picard, synthetic or not, is he's like 100 now.
I don't know if that would be accurate. Do you think that'd be accurate?
It's accurate.
Is it? Okay. Anyway.
He's 95.
95. Okay. Anyway, we see this drawing in this journal. It turns out this journal is the same journal that Jean-Luc dropped as he was being whisked away into the catacombs, which I didn't get a picture of for some strange reason. And now I have this ominous shot. But if we notice, the little glowing ball is in the bottom corner there. So, we now have another flashback of his mom, and his mom's like, we got to get going. The monster's coming, blah, blah, blah. And turns out, she's talking about his dad. And, he's trying to save his dad. He's trying to basically save his mom, right? So he's going with his mom, and he ends up getting stuck. So in this pillar thing, there's, the floor is like a wood floor. It's almost like a raised platform, wood platform. And little Jean-Luc gets his foot stuck, and his mom just keeps going. His mom's like, oh, fuck it, we'll leave him, And so, at that point, I think is the realization, oh, wait, she wasn't really out for me. She was in her head, right? And his dad ended up finding him like a couple hours later because he found the notebook dropped near the entrance, I guess. So he figured out that maybe Jean-Luc was down there. So, he ends up finding him. And here he is stuck in this platform thing. I don't know what this is. Is this supposed to be like a well that's been closed off or something? That's the only thing I can think
That's
of.
a good theory, I guess.
What is this like? What kind of house they live in that has this big basement with fire in it and everything?
Well, it's got like a catacombs and stuff, right? Like the French do have like castles that have like catacombs in them and stuff. So maybe this was a castle at one point.
Tunnels for escaping the Nazis.
Right,
Yeah.
but this is okay. Right. His father didn't like technology, kept things as they are. He's a purist. Got it.
Right. Yeah, I guess so. So anyway, then we see like a scuffle between the two of them. But he's clearly trying to control her, which would make sense, I guess, if she's gone a little off there. But anyway, and he puts her in this room. So I guess this white door indicates the room that she keeps getting locked in every time she goes a little nuts, and she's refusing help and all that. And she's begging for, Jean-Luc to let her out of the door. Right. And basically this is where, Laris and Picard witnessed this memory. So now it's kind of coming two and two together. Jean-Luc's figuring out, oh, wait a second, my dad isn't the evil one. My mom was sick, right? And then Laris is like, oh, well, that's the problem, is that you're going to keep going through the cycle over and over again, right? So then, the boy's sitting there, should I open it up? And she's all of a sudden realizing that there's more to the story, but then Jean-Luc wakes up. So he's about to open the door just as he wakes up.
We got 3 episodes left. We can't tell you everything right now.
Yeah, I can't tell you everything right now. So anyway, we go back to zombie Laris, or zombie not Laris. And then, Picard wakes up, and she all of a sudden comes to, and he's like, whoa, what's going on here? Right. And then we go to this nice heartfelt thing where, for some strange reason, they're using sidewalk chalk on paneling board on the wall, which seems like a terrible idea. You're muted.
Wall paneling is awful anyway.
Well, it is awful anyway, but if you're drawing on it with chalk, I'm pretty sure you're scratching the shit out of it.
Doesn't look so good, Jody. I think they can handle it.
I guess this is meant to be like a connection between how we saw Picard and his mom drawn on the stained glass or whatever, and
maybe, yeah. Well, and Rios does say in the scene, I kind of look at Picard as being my father, like a father figure to me. I've always been looking for a father figure because mine wasn't there.
But I'm not a son to him. He says.
But I'm not a son to him, is what he says. Yeah,
I'm no Wesley Crusher.
Yeah, I'm definitely no Wesley Crusher.
I'm no Vigo,
Yeah,
Jason
and,
Vigo.
Attentive doctor is attentive. And then at that point, he's like, "Hey, you want to see something cool?" And he beams them onto their ship. So tell me again how we're protecting the.
Why does he do this?
Time. I don't know. I think
he's just so love struck. He's just trying to.
Yeah, he's just like, "Hey, kid, I'm gonna be cool, and then your mom's gonna want me. Okay, cool, all right." So
I don't get it.
I don't get this either.
Yeah, and she drops the glass, the kid drops his, space shuttle thing. And that poor astronaut, though, if you notice, the poor astronaut.
Even in Star Trek 4, when Dr. Jillian, like she kind of like finds Kirk and she kind of tricks him at the last second and grabs onto him. And then, it's always kind of like presented that like she kind of like forced Kirk into the situation.
Yes.
Teresa here does not do that with Rios. Rios is like,
no, Rios is the one that's forcing her in.
Yeah, but maybe you're right, though. I mean, I don't think he's staying. I think he's sent to take her up or take her away.
No, I think it's going to be the other way around. I think he's going to stay. They keep telling us how he loves this time period.
But he shouldn't. He was getting tased and he was getting like
detained
by ice.
This guy has been detained by ice. He's seen people get beaten.
He himself got hurt.
Yeah, he himself got beaten a bunch of
times.
Put
in concentration camps. He knows what's coming.
I'm liking this place.
The only thing I can think is he knows
he likes the food. He likes the food and the cigars.
He knows World War III is coming, and maybe he wants to save her from that.
Maybe. Who knows? Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Anyway, we are back in downtown Los Angeles, where the two of them are now trying to find Girardi. They've had some interesting things, but anyway, so I guess they get access to the CCTV stuff and figure out, oh, there she is walking aimlessly on some random street in LA. I don't know how long they were looking through this device, but eventually I guess they found this
facial recognition software, I guess.
Oh, maybe, who knows. Either way, it is what it is. Deacons, however, is a 5-star. If you notice, it's a 5-star. I'm not totally sure of what.
Well, self-proclaimed.
It's self-proclaimed, I'm pretty sure, but anyway. And there she is, and she's like, hey, there's a place, and I'm gonna go there. So anyway, and she's just kind of wandering around. Now, why they didn't give me 10 minutes of her wandering around causing mayhem, I don't know. Okay, because that would have been fun.
But they missed an opportunity there, because I had no idea what she was doing when she went in here.
No.
And then she broke the window, still didn't know what she was doing.
Still didn't know. Now, apparently, this is somebody that actually Patrick Stewart knows.
I heard this. It's his wife.
It's his wife. Yes. Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah. So his wife is actually a singer in real life and
photographer. This is
Sunny
Ozell,
perform.
Yeah.
Sunny. Okay, there you go. Yeah. So anyway, I'm not familiar with her. So
and he her big thing is like, I never cross over with him, even though we're both performers, we keep our professionals, but he like begged me to do this. We really needed someone to sing a song. I'm like, this wasn't even necessary. It was just like,
no, totally not.
This
necessary.
is the self-indulgence of Patrick Stewart running this show. And like, there's just like, I think he's like, I love James Callis. I want to find a way to get to work with him in an episode. And this is what we get here. But I don't think creatively they're making a lot of great decisions.
The choices that were happening at the beginning of the season are definitely not as good as they or were better than they are now.
Yeah.
And some of these choices are terrible. Now, the only thing that's good about this episode is Girardi. I liked her.
No,
I like the evil look that she was doing here. Doesn't say a word this entire episode, but yet I liked her. Now, this was stupid. This was stupid.
It was good when they explained it, but I wish they had done it without the explanation. You know what I mean? Like if it shown her going around tossing cars or knocking things
if
down.
she was just throwing shit around and breaking things all over the place, that would have made way more sense. Why did she have to go into this specific environment? Like, it doesn't make any, like, did she look at this and go, oh, that's a window I could break?
If she needs adrenaline, she could just punch a wall.
Yeah, but
and there's all these cars she's passing. Like, it would have been cool to see her just randomly aggressively hit things as she's walking down the street. And then you're like, okay, well, something's up, right?
Yeah. Star Trek does that pretty well. And that's where it just, it failed here.
Yeah. So anyway, the big reveal, Laris goes, woo. And then all of a sudden there's her Romulan ears.
You're Romulan.
And he's
you
like,
must be an ancestor.
Romulan. You must be an ancestor. And it's like, okay, like none of us could see that one coming. But anyway, all right. But anyway, he's very happy about this.
Well, of course. He still regrets the first episode where he talked,
Well, he should. beautiful
Yes.
woman. Like, come on now.
I'm with ya.
Anyway, he's like, I got an idea. Let's go back and see the chick who doesn't really want to talk to me.
Guinan,
That'd be a great idea. Yeah. And Guinan is kind of a bitch.
Guinan's energy, this young Guinan's energy, I'm not digging.
No, me neither. I didn't mind her in the first episode that we saw her in, but it's gotten worse. And I'm just like, ugh. So it's just so aggressive. And it's to the point where it's like, okay, like I understand when you're younger, you are more aggressive. I get that. But it's a little weird. But anyway,
She's
we
still
learned
a few
that
100 years old. Like at this point.
yeah, like we then learned that I guess her in the Q continuum, her people in the Q continuum were in some massive war kind of thing, and then they agreed to a truce, and they did it over food and beverages, and trapped the essence of it in this bottle or something. Yeah, ugh.
Hated it.
At this point, I was like, I don't know what I want to do. Do I want to turn this off now, or what do I want to do?
Why would that was not well explained. The Q are a very powerful race at the very least, and the Elorians, while they are a bit still mysterious in terms of what the full scope of their
we don't know what their powers really are.
I didn't really mind this scene though, because if you go back to Next Gen when Q met Guinan, what do you have this dangerous being? You have no idea how dangerous this being is. Remember Q said that?
Oh no, that part was great. I understand why they did this, but I just don't think the vessel was a great idea. I don't think how they like made her do the like weird primal scream thing was really needed. It just seems kind of out of place. I don't know, but anyway,
the next scene I found out of place.
Which all the shaking and everything?
No, sorry.
With the FBI guy?
When Fox Mulder showed up.
Oh, that was terrible. But anyway. So anyway, she goes to take a drink of this black crap that comes out of this thing, which clearly is a bad idea. But anyway, she's doing it anyway. And I guess this is how she can summon the Q. So all of a sudden, which unfortunately I can't really grab too well on screenshots, but things start shaking and stuff. And then she lets out this big bellow scream thing. And, you know, bar things break and things fall down. I thought some of the pictures were interesting, even though I don't know who any of those people are, but anyway, that was kind of cool. But anyway, things were breaking all over the place. And then we all of a sudden go back to a scene with the two of these guys on the street. And then Seven picks up a beer bottle and throws it. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I first saw that, I'm like, what the fuck is she doing?
It's Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Yeah. And she ended up throwing it. And then she's like, which I didn't get a scene of, but basically it shatters and she goes, now I get it. Let me see the video again. And then she looks at the video and she's like, she's trying to get adrenaline. That's what she's doing.
This was just,
which is dumb. This is so dumb.
But why did she have to break the beer bottle to figure that out?
But she didn't look happy, or she didn't look like she had adrenaline.
This is somebody who has a lot of knowledge in her. You're telling me that this Borg queen doesn't have the idea to just go to a fucking hospital and get some adrenaline shots and just start pumping herself up with adrenaline? Like, you have to do it this way? This makes no sense at all.
I'm still trying to understand the demonstration of the beer bottle. What did it do?
Nothing.
Well, no, Seven felt the adrenaline.
But she didn't show that.
No, but that's what she said. She's like, oh, now I get it. Because she threw the bottle and
I still didn't get it.
I still don't get it. Like she's am I supposed to be seeing adrenaline from Jerry Ryan?
Lazy writing is
this
what
is
this
where,
is. This is lazy writing, guys. We know it.
It was just extremely poorly done. Like it was.
I agree.
Like how did we get from the toss of the beer bottle to adrenaline? I don't know.
Yeah, it was terrible. Like it would have made more sense to have Girardi like start breaking into like hospitals or something.
Like here's how I would have done this: if they were like tossing cars, breaking down things, and you could see her getting the green flashing every time.
Yeah, she needs to get aggressive or something. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Which would then lead you to adrenaline. That would make sense. So it's like maybe they should have saw her like smashing cars or picking fights with people or something, and then like Seven would be like, "Oh, it must be adrenaline." Like that would even make more sense than the beer bottle thing. But anyway,
well, like Seven's kind of an expert on the Borg, isn't she? Like she's
supposed to be. She was one,
right? So like the beer bottle thing doesn't make any sense. Like she could just explain, like she's trying to get ramped up.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, the two of them are having a chat now, and he's like, "Well, why didn't the Q show up?" And it's like, she's like, "I don't know why they didn't show up." And then this guy's like, hey guys, you open? I want a drink. And
I thought this guy was going to be a Q. I was like, oh, here's the Q. They have.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be a Q, and but then Picard says to her, "Oh," and then she just shakes her head and goes, "No, it's not him," because she can sense when the Q were present, right? So that's why the head shake was there.
The line there when she was talking about if the Q aren't coming, something's very wrong. That was interesting.
Yeah, I like that line, but we already know there's something wrong.
Yeah.
We need to be told that 8 times.
Wouldn't you love it if like they brought back like Corbin Burnson to like
that would have been cool
to be the other Q that we met in that one episode,
or even Q's kid, which is now out of
John
Delancey's son,
whatever his name is.
Yeah, or even if they brought him back or something,
or that girl who was taken from the Enterprise,
Amanda Rogers.
Yes,
Amanda Rogers. Yeah. Or if like a bunch of puppies showed up and then she showed up right after, that would be cool.
Keegan Delancey was Q Jr.
Yes, Q Jr., which he's now out of acting, so that's why he won't be back. But anyway,
or the one who played the mom of that guy too.
Oh yes, yeah. So anyway, this guy shows up, and then eventually he's like, "I like sci-fi. Hey, you want to see a cool clip that I found?" And he's like, "Hey, look, it's this old man, and he just got beamed in somehow." And then Picard's got this like absurd like face on him, like, dude, seriously, like you're not fooling anybody at this point. The guy's got your shit like in his hand, like, come on. And then he's like, but aren't you like, and you are you spacemen or something? And it's like, oh, by the way, I'm in the FBI.
Can you explain the whole like where Guinan's like, you look like a bourbon guy, but you actually want a white wine? What the hell does that mean?
Again, like
I think she's trying to insinuate that he's like kind of a sissy. That's my theory.
Bourbon's for tough guys,
I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And white wines for
at least in the macho sense of things, right?
All right.
You know, I guess. I know, Dave, you don't agree. That's fine.
What about what?
About wine being a more feminine drink. Or
at
least seen as feminine.
Chateau Picard is a wine, like
absolutely.
So is that? I don't think it's
no,
whatever.
But it's a stereotype, stupid shit. But anyway, anyway, this guy's like, oh, by the way, I'm the FBI. Oh, by the way, there's guys coming in and they're gonna draw a gunpoint, and now we're gonna take you away. And then Picard gets cuffed, and then he's like, oh, this is bad. And then that's it. That's the end of the episode. So it
would have been cool if that FBI guy was Gillian Anderson.
That would have been sweet.
There's so many good things they could have done and didn't.
Yeah.
It's just coming to the conclusion. Yeah.
But anyway, it is what it is. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right. So let's talk about the redeeming things of the episode. The Rios relationship
was there some?
Good. No, it was good.
I don't even think it was that great. Like
I liked it.
It's not enough to care. Like
Talon and Picard is good.
Okay.
Right. Oh no. Okay. And
I like
the Talon Picard thing.
I think like there are like obviously these are great actors like that we have here.
Oh, absolutely.
And they can bring some stuff. But
I don't think anybody's a terrible actor here, except for maybe the FBI agent.
I think like, well, yeah, he wasn't but he's supposed to be not liked. But I think like overall, like the choices they're making story wise and like are questionable at best. I think that this story has really lost momentum. I think that there's just a lot of like things left to be desired. And
I'm just really hoping they're building us up for something. Like that's the only thing I can think of that you would think that this is a good idea to go down this route right now.
I agree, and that's where I'm hopeful. You know,
yeah, me too.
Next week, you know,
I was so excited to like this morning. I woke up. I'm like, all right, it's Picard Day. So then I acquired it through obviously legal means, and then I watched it, and I was like, oh, I got excited for nothing. So I was just disappointed.
Yeah.
Like I liked seeing James Callis. I don't think it's a terrible idea to maybe build him into the storyline as Picard's dad and maybe do something with the backstory there. But and I think that James Callis, like you could get that guy to read the phone book and he would be good, right? Yeah. And I think that like a lot of these actors, they bring about as good of a chance as they can. But what they're doing is like you're like, what? Where's Brent Spiner? Where's Q? What was Q up to?
Yeah.
Why is he not in the like? He's being used very sparsely in this whole story.
And like no Renee at all. Like we don't have any final Renee stuff.
No
like,
follow up there.
All last time we see her, she didn't get hit by a car.
There's a lot of stuff to do in 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Right.
Like they got to tie this up and get back to the future, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
and you got 3 episodes to do that. So I'm sure the last episode will be the one where they get actually back to the future. And then we'll find some sort of new threat that's going to happen that we're going to have to deal with for the next season.
So do you guys think that the Voyage Home homage is just a little much?
We're too
There's
far.
A lot
now.
of it.
Yeah, we're too far. Like obviously they have to bring comparisons to it because it is essentially the same idea, right? Like when you go back in time this far, you have the same challenges that crew did, which was
true, but that was a fun movie. Yeah, now I'm disheartened right now again.
Voyage Home isn't my favorite movie.
No, but it's not bad.
It's not terrible. But it's certainly not the best.
No.
But do I need a 10-part series on the Voyage Home? No.
What got me last week, I think it was last week's episode with the guy in the bus, the punk guy.
It wasn't last week's, but yeah.
It wasn't last week.
Well, and then this one is like, no, I'm from Chile. I only work in outer space, which is obviously like a homage to what Kirk says in that movie.
Yes.
Kirk says, yeah.
A little on the nose. I was watching Steve Shive's review, and he was just like, are you just gonna keep reusing stuff from that? Like, it's like a riff on an old.
Like, when are we done on this? Yeah.
Do something original, do something new, right? And
I think they pulled this entire plot out of their ass because they found out that season 1 did so badly. Season 1 was very well criticized. Like there was a lot of people that were very critical of it. I was one of them, as well as some other people. Now I've rewatched it, and I will say it's better on the second viewing for sure. But it's still not great. So I think they pulled this out of their ass, and I think the problem is that they had to start borrowing because they ran out of time.
But they were going so well.
Yeah. It was the first. I think the first 5 episodes I think did really well, and then we got to the Renee part, and once we got to that Renee heist thing, I think that's when things started going downhill. I'm really hoping this is just a lull, and we're gonna go back up on a high note. I'm really hoping for that. I'm hoping to see Jonathan Frakes at some point. The guy was on set for at least 2 episodes, so we know they must have shot something with him. So maybe we'll see him again. I would love to see him again. I
don't think that's going to make it better.
The whole Adam Sung thing can't be completely done at this point. Doesn't make sense for it to be done. Soji or Kobe or whatever her name is. Corey. The Corey thing we probably should know a little bit more about as well. Is she now the basis for the androids? Maybe she is. The whole slew of things that we have only a couple episodes to go with. So I'm getting a little worried now. Like, I'm thinking the next episode's probably going to be let's find Girardi, and then the episode after that's going to be we really got to get going on, and we got to fight Q at whatever's going on, and we're going to figure out what Q's up to, and then we got one more episode to tie it all up.
Well,
and then at that point, we're into the next season.
It may be a cliffhanger, like into the next season.
I have a funny feeling it's going to be, yeah. And especially with their terrible cliffhangers that they've done all season so far. Like, I understand keeping interest. It is a serialized thing. I get it. You got to give them something, but some of these cuts are just terrible. Like,
it feels like this could have been a 2-hour movie. The whole season could have been a 2-hour movie instead of a 10-hour show. Like, so that's what I'm kind of noticing here.
There's just so much drag going on. It's just, especially this episode. I don't know about you guys, but like the constant back and forth on the same memory over and over again, and all that.
This scene was like, again, I love James Callis. Huge Battlestar fan. But this was just too long.
Yeah.
Too long. And the reveal at the end is like,
you could have cut this in half easily, and then you could have gave me some Girardi causing mischief.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
Where's John Delancey? Where's Q? I'm still very confused by this whole summoning thing.
Q's plan was wrecked because he was trying to get Adam Sung to kill Renee. That didn't happen. So what's he doing now? I didn't see anything. I would have liked to see something in the first place. Even at the end of this episode, if they just showed something that would allude to what he's up to, that would.
Why didn't Q just run her down himself? Why did he need Adam Sung to do it? I don't get it.
Why couldn't he acquire a car and just do it?
You know, snap or no snap, he's capable of driving a car.
And why wouldn't you try to kill her when she's like on her way home or something? Like not like at the function. Like it's, you know, get her when she's, you know, about to go back to her house to sleep before she goes back into work again. Like, you know, why are you waiting till this day to do it? Why didn't you just do it a couple days earlier? Why didn't you do it when you saw her when she was reading a fucking book? Like, follow her home and kill her. Like, so the only thing I can think of is he actually did want it to go this way. So I'm wondering if
the test never ends, Jody. Maybe it's just
the trial never ends.
All a trial. But anyway,
Picard has a couple lines here. He's like, well, because his mom was like, you got to know your enemy to understand them, or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And then, so that's why he goes we got to find Q, and if I could talk to Q, then I could figure out what's going on.
Yeah, but really, it's his dad. His dad was his enemy.
His dad was his enemy.
Yeah, so he's learning from his dad now.
But he learned in this episode his dad wasn't his
Not
enemy.
Everything is what he appears to be.
Right.
That's the lesson.
I guess.
The lesson that he already probably knew. But anyway.
All right. Let's rate this.
Let's rate it. Move on.
Put this one to bed.
Exactly.
Go to bed.
You got that, Dave?
I do.
Excellent.
I'm sharing the wrong. Share.
I will tell you though, if I rewatch season 2, I'm probably skipping this episode. I don't need to see this again.
Okay. Monsters. I'm going 4.
Ooh.
I don't know if I'm going that hard. I'm gonna do a 5.
And I'll do a 6 because I'm still engaged. We'll see what happens next week.
No,
Where's Davin tonight?
I don't know. I thought he would be here.
He was supposed to join us, but didn't hear anything. But anyway,
you know,
maybe he got tied up.
Maybe
he's got a little one, you know.
No, when I checked the rating this morning, it was at 5.9. But I'm going to see if that's improved or not. I'm
guessing not.
Maybe Alpha has become like.
So, Jody, just looking at this, I said to my wife last week, I said Leah Thompson's episodes were great, and then I got lost. Fly Me to the Moon, didn't love.
No.
2 for 1 was okay, and this one,
this one was written by they had the same writer these last 2 weeks, Jane Maggs. Well, it's kind of been like a combination of Jane Maggs and Cindy Apple, and like I feel like this is where the seasons really started to like get worse. Like I think you could probably lay it at the feet of these 2 writers in particular.
You know what we need? We need some LeVar Burton directing. That's what we need.
So, like I think like it's not the direction that's the issue.
He's got some great episodes. Though.
It's the writing.
It's
the writing for sure is the problem. But I don't know what's going on with this writing. It's the fact that we're, you know, these last 3 episodes have been kind of a downhill slope for me. And if you notice, they're written by 2 different people. So I'm just wondering if maybe these 2 aren't going to be the ones that I need to do all this.
Jane and Cindy, like I don't think that they're very good at all. Like
no, the writing, some of the dialogue was okay, but
because we had the Stargazer and Penance and Assimilation, and even Watcher was really fun. And then Fly Me to the Moon is where it started to like, we're starting to like really lose some momentum here. 2 for 1, I think there was some good stuff with Girardi and the Borg Queen storyline there. But like the whole heist, and I think some of the scenes with Renee and Jean-Luc were good. But overall, like that heist was kind of useless because 7 of 9 has nothing to do with that freaking gala. Like it's just
most of them didn't even need to be at the gala, but yet, you know, they were there. Like
they were there because they had to be a team or whatever.
Raffi didn't need to be there. 7 didn't need to be there. Rios
a little bit. He
was at least somewhat useful.
He contributed.
Girardi obviously did.
Girardi had things to do in that
and
episode.
Picard, I guess, had to be there. But it's I don't get it.
Right.
Talon, Talon had to be there anyway because of, you know, the nature of what she's supposed to be doing. But I'm just overall.
You know, I feel like Patrick Stewart needs to be on a holodeck, like, you know, and It's like the Dixon. What's his name? Come on,
Dixon
Dixon
Hill.
Hill.
Dixon Hill character. You know, this
Watch
is
your
what
caboose, Dix.
Yeah, watch your caboose, Dix.
Yeah.
Hello,
like,
Adam's wife.
Hello.
Hey, Callie, they're saying hello to you. Hi. Yeah, I just, you know, just every Dixon Hill, and I didn't love that when they did that.
I never really liked the Dixon Hill stuff, quite honestly.
And every time that Picard puts on a
but-
tux, I feel like that is happening, or he's in a club.
where he wants to be a player. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's my big takeaway from like the last season of Discovery and this season of Picard is like, can we stop giving so much creative control to the lead actor of these shows? Because Sonequa Martin Green has way too much creative input over on Discovery, and I think that Patrick Stewart has way too much creative input on this show. I'm like,
I agree.
you know, like it's. I think they had to give him this to get him to come back.
To get
I
him
think
to do it. Yeah.
They were just like, and your wife can be in it, and you can have your dog, and you can do this, and you know, it's just like
The dog I like. The dog I like.
Yeah, it's his dog, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just like
Apparently
and,
he's brutal. That's why he's got limited.
and you can wear
screen time.
tuxes, and you can wear whatever clothes you want, and you know it's just like a lot of that stuff. I think it's just like what's going on here, and we're gonna set this show in 2024, so it can be like that all the time, right? So you don't have to do as much space stuff.
I'm not totally sure that wasn't for budget, but you know, we'll see.
Maybe like, or they just, I felt they wanted like a more like contemporary setting or something for this show.
Well, they certainly spent a lot of budget in the first couple episodes. I mean, and maybe this is just saving some money so we can have a great
payoff. Because I'm like, I want to get back to the Stargazer. I want to get back to all that stuff, you know. And I'm like, what's going on with the Borg? What's going on?
Well, I think the Stargazer is going to be the season 3 thing. I think they didn't build that set for just one episode. Like it's coming back. I just don't know when.
I'm tired of La Sirena. I like it's. You know,
I think the La Sirena is going to end up getting destroyed or something by the end of this season. I don't think it's going to be around for next season. Or it's going to be, you know, the crew's going to kind of part their ways kind of thing. And then the next gen crew's going to show up. You know, so maybe there'll be a little mix and mash of them. I have a funny feeling Girardi, we're not gonna ever get back. I think she's gonna end up getting killed or something.
What about what's his name? The Romulan guy.
I think he's gonna come back. I think we're gonna find out that he was, you know, part of it all along or something. Or
you know what though, Girardi, you know, that character that people really disliked last year has really turned around.
It has, but now she's the bad guy again.
No, but I like her as the bad guy.
Yeah, but be the bad guy.
Yeah, but I want more of the original. I want more of that queen back though, because I hope they find a way to separate them, and you know, maybe they can rebuild her or something. I don't fucking know. But
I think that they can bring back Annie Wershing to be the Borg queen in lots of different ways. You know. Yeah, but maybe Allison Pills. You know, you want to be the new Borg queen?
You could have her just like again, this Battleship reference, but you know, sitting there talking to or through Girardi, you know.
Yeah,
right.
So we'll see what happens, I guess. But anyway, I don't know, guys. I've been disappointed enough today.
Well, I'm hoping that it's good. They're like we went down this roller coaster. I feel like it's not even like we went downhill on the roller coaster. It's like that part of the roller coaster where it just stops and you're waiting to go back into like the bay, you know, but the train in front of you hasn't gotten out of the way yet. I feel like it's that.
You're on that. You're on that delay because the other train hasn't emptied yet.
Yes, exactly. That's what it feels like. And I'm like, bring it back. Like there was so much excitement in those first few episodes, and like it feels like the same. It feels like season 1, like where it's kind of gotten like,
yeah, and they started so much better.
Okay, Ever the Optimist. We're gonna go through that station again, up the hill, and it's being really good.
Right. You don't even have to get off the train. It's gonna be a hell of a ride.
I'm still gonna look forward to next week's episode. I was really looking for it. Like this morning, I literally woke up and that was the first thing I thought of. All right, it's Picard Day. Right, and then I watched it. And
Captain Picard Day.
Yeah,
Captain Picard Day.
Yeah,
make it so number 1.
Yeah, but anyway, it is what it is. Right. Anyway, let's unless you guys got something else to say, I say we live long and podcast and move the hell on because
okay. Just make sure to check us out on Monday night, Star Trek Enterprise, with the same crew here, along with Kevin Millard.
Plus one more.
Plus one more, of course. What's the next one we're doing?
Sam, congratulations.
Oh, Sam here again?
Oh, is Sam here?
Sam's always here. We love Sam.
I just got my red stripe in Taekwondo. Good job, man.
Good job, bro.
Yeah. My son's a purple belt, I think.
Ooh.
In Taekwondo.
Good job, Sam.
Good job, man.
Congratulations, Sam. That's good.
Red stripe. I'm learning Taekwondo. There's a song from Walk Off the Earth. They're from Burlington. Anyway, check that out. And then what else? Monday night, Star Trek Enterprise. Sam Higdon often there to comment. And then he showed up on Tuesday and he was like, "Where's Jody? Where's Adam? What's going on with this Tuesday?"
What? Sam, they won't let us on the Tuesday one because they're too worried on how beautiful we are.
Oh yeah,
that's really what it is, isn't it, Adam? They literally told us like, no, we can't have you on 2 shows back to back because the ladies will just go nuts. So that's where we're at.
So
we at least we can't be on every show.
We can't.
Only
Dave
Dave can do that. Only Dave can do that.
But on Tuesday, well, at least one more Tuesday, we're doing D Space 9 at 9ish. We might have to go on hiatus for ball hockey. That was kind of Jeff was like, maybe we take a break for a couple weeks or something while ball hockey's going on. We'll see. It's up to Jeff. Well, but we're either going to find a new night. But we've been going through episode by episode of D Space 9 at 9ish, looking at it, analyzing it, and
on season 5 right now.
We're up to season 5. We just did For the Uniform, the one with Eddington. Other night, where
true hero of DS9.
Oh, of course. And then next one is In Purgatory Shadow. We're getting into the really good stuff of Deep Space Nine.
That is some good stuff. Yeah, the Dominion War and all that.
Dominion War and all that kind of great stuff. So, and then we're up on Thursdays talking about the newest episode. Not too far from now, Star Trek: Strange New Worlds coming up. The
look forward to that
Star Trek show.
I have a funny feeling I'm going to be disappointed, but we'll see what happens.
We'll see.
No, it's going to be great.
I'm going in.
Oh yeah, that's what they said about Discovery.
That's what they said about Picard. So it's
so we need a winner. It's going to happen.
We're looking for a win.
We're due for a win, everybody.
We're due for a win. Right.
And then Star Trek Radio Theater. We just recorded Darmok not long ago. Adam Woodward playing Captain Dathon himself. I got to get the edit. I'm going to start the edit tomorrow. It's Good Friday tomorrow, and it'll be off. So I'll be.
That was a lot of fun.
Eventually, I'll be allowed back when they have another Q episode.
Yes, our Q, as Jody played Q 2 radio theaters ago, and when we did Hiding Q.
That was great, Jody. I like that.
Yeah, that was a great job.
Except I couldn't pronounce anything.
Oh, just Aldebaran. That was your one word.
Aldebaran.
Yes. Aldebaran. You're like Aldebaran. I'm like, there's no
Aldebaran. Yeah, whatever.
It's all good.
I won't lie though. I did have a couple beers before that. So
no, well, liquid courage, as Alfred would say.
Oh, I don't know that, but anyway.
Hey, sorry, Dave, but Sam actually asked, when's the next gen coverage coming?
We got to get at least D Space 9 out of the way.
I think we're gonna have to hold off a bit on some of that.
Yeah, like I would like one day even to do Voyager, but like we got to get.
I don't want.
We did when we did original series, and then we moved on to Enterprise and D Space 9. When Jeff said I wanted to do this he wanted to do the podcast. I'm like, it's gonna take us 3.5 years if we don't ever miss a week. If we do week by week.
Yeah, that's one thing you have to understand, Sam. This is a lot of dedication to do this stuff. So every series that we do takes.
But it is Star Trek, so we can handle it.
We will eventually get to.
It's not that we're not watching it anyway.
But I'll be like 57 years old when we get to next gen.
Yeah, maybe. Well, Picard's 95.
I might be too.
And then check out our other 2 channels. We got Trivial Debates, a monthly show. We are with movies, TV, sports, and more. There's a host. There's 3 contestants. Our next show will be May 1st, Sunday, May 1st. Eamon Mater set to host with at least Chris Seymour and Matt George competing. The 3rd contestant to be confirmed. Is it you, Adam?
No, not this time.
Okay. Yeah. So there's a seat open. Everybody.
Sorry. When are you doing this?
He's afraid of
Chris on the 1st or the 24th?
May 1st.
And Chris Seymour is a contestant or the judge?
He's the contestant.
Ooh,
I know.
I'll get back to you.
Yeah, and Matt George is involved, who you don't know, but he'll have some different takes. So
it'll be an interesting one. Let's put it that way.
Adam, I thought you were 21, not 57.
Thanks.
You're a terrible liar. But anyway,
I'm not 57. I'm just young 50.
Are you?
We have Super Mater Brothers podcasting. I'll be on later tonight with Jaemeel Robinson and Jeff Mater to talk about Big Brother Canada 10, The Eviction, week 7. I haven't watched it yet, Sam. Don't spoil it. And we're going to be breaking that down around in just over 50 minutes. I better get going.
I wonder what Sam thinks how old I am.
He thinks you're 16.
Nice.
with Adam being 21. I'm 4. And so moving on. Moving on. We have we're also going to be talking in the near future about Moon Knight over on Super Mario Brothers Podcasting. We're going to be we cover Marvel over there. We're covering Survivor season 42. We just talked about the 2-hour episode last night. The tribes all merged, guys, and so that was great. They got
Not sure what that means, but
they
okay.
went to Applebee's.
Oh.
They had appetizers at Applebee's. It was great. Right, Jeff?
And if you want burgers, you'll have your choice of 3 burgers. You got the quesadilla burger. Come on. You got the whiskey bacon burger.
Yes.
Or you got the classic bacon burger.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's right. So
why are these people so excited about a burger?
Because they haven't eaten it in 12 days. So it's
well, I guess I would be too then.
Yes. Exactly. The Jeff Probst is always like, "You want some cookies?" So there's always some good stuff. I love Survivor.
Like
yeah, it's Gilligan's Island. That's right, Sam. And as well,
I don't think that's what he was trying to say.
Check out our friends' podcast. There's Alex Blackburn and Michael Chan got the Hellbound podcast every Wednesday night. If you love horror,
I just want to get through these plugs.
Like we got the Let's Talk About Fighting Games with Eamon Mater over
Sam Durka.
Jam Jerka with they talk about Mega Man and stuff like that, and of course
Mega Man's not a fighting game, but anyway.
Well, I don't know. And then King of Fighters is the other one they talk about, and then of course Davin Scohorn out of Nova Scotia. He's got Locutors of Trek, his Star Trek themed podcast. I will be competing in the trivia, the Trouble with Trivia eventually in the near future, as well as his X-Men the Animated Series podcast X Rated, which he does with Andre going through.
Some really cool guests on that one.
Yeah. No, they've had some great guests and some great. I've been on that twice. It's a great podcast if you love X-Men the Animated Series.
Are you trying to say you were the cool guest?
I was the best guest, I think.
Oh, okay, cool.
Well, next to the creators. They had the creators on, and Jameel's been on it, and it's a great.
I like that. Show. Next to the creators, the creators of the show that they're talking about.
But, I've never had Applebee's. They don't have one in Newfoundland, I don't believe.
Consider yourself lucky.
Sam, you're not wasting much. You're good.
Yeah, you're not really missing anything.
Oh,
have you been to Kelsey's? That's pretty much the same thing.
Will Michael Chan be in the new Star Trek series? Well, if he is, he can't tell us.
Yeah, he wouldn't be able to tell us anyway. He's got NDA stuff.
Yeah, and Davin saying he's sleep-deprived brain has caused him to miss the show.
We missed you, buddy. We
decided we're just going to have Sam.
We still plugged your podcast, Davin.
Yeah, even though really you don't deserve it, but that's fine.
All right. That's the wrong. I gotta go back to the.
Where are we?
There we go. Okay, guys. Thanks for the show, and we'll. Usually we live long in podcast. I think I don't have anything new from this week, but let's go out with the Surrender All Your Dreams.
Surrender all your dreams to me tonight.
No.